Art is, to me, it's a conversation, and it's insight, it's history, it's beauty.
The gallery is a respite to the busyness of life today.
People of many places, stations, and cultures can come to have conversations, to celebrate, and to lay down their burdens. I want that for everybody.
When I first came to the museum, I was struck by this idea, this contradiction really, that the museum is this incredible public resource that a significant percentage of our public, our hyper-local community here in Rochester, couldn't access. And so that birthed the Free for All Forever initiative. Free for All Forever is a campaign that we started to establish an endowment whose earnings will allow us to eliminate the admission fee for everyone in perpetuity. Interestingly, the museum was free for the first 55 years of its existence. And in 1967, the museum was in financial straits and decided to implement an admission fee. Prior to instituting an admission fee, the museum was thriving.
You'd come in here in the morning and mothers would be here with their children just to come in for a bit. And that was, of course, before we had to put an entrance admission fee that really cut our attendance drastically. They couldn't afford it.
My relationship with the Memorial Art Gallery starts when I was very young. I attended several of the classes in the MAG's creative workshop. They would work with my mother to help find payment plans and things like that that would help make them accessible for me. I look at that opportunity and I think how different my experience would be in the trajectory of my own life had opportunities like that not been provided to me.
One of the most important partnerships that we have is with the Rochester City School District.
ELC is expanded learning collaboration.
Kind of thread it through.
We partner with the Memorial Art Gallery to go on visits to the galleries.
They look at art in our collection and then they make art inspired by what they saw in the galleries.
When we pull up to the museum, they all squeal, we're here. And they come back talking about the experience.
And it's just this wonderful program that allows kids to understand the museum is a resource for you.
My name is Evelyn and I like to paint, and when I do, I try to keep it off my clothes.
My name is Megan and I am a parent of budding artists. Do I say why we're here today?
We're here for the family day.
So what are you hoping to do today?
I'm hoping to show my sister and my mom some of the artworks and see the new ones in the exhibit. I like to look at art because it makes me feel happy and feel like I'm in a time travel machine.
Before we were a part of the ELC program, a vast majority of my students hadn't been to the museum. I know that they're excited to come back, and the MAG provides those return visit postcards.
She got to be the expert in the museum and give us the tour.
One of the best indicators of whether a child becomes an adult museum goer is if they came with their family. We wanted to make sure that the kids who are part of the ELC program have an opportunity to come back to the museum with their parents and caregivers and expose intergenerationally everyone in their family to what a resource the museum is.
I think if the MAG was free, more of my students would come and take advantage of all it has to offer.
The Free for All Forever initiative will help everyone who has an artist to engage in these spaces and not just interact with artists from the 1800s or the 1500s, but have a chance to look at contemporary artists and engage with them and see their bodies of work in a more organic sense that invites them to make their own work.
There were points at which I admit I despaired of making headway, and I thought maybe we won't be able to do this. I'm telling you this now to give you some psychological context to understand how it felt then to hear from Abby and Doug Bennett in September when they told me that they and the Sands Family Foundation would be contributing $3 million to this endowment.
This gift is about access and equity. It's about togetherness. It's about community.
It removes barriers to people who otherwise think, whoa, that's not for me. But it is. It's for everyone.
So making it free for all hopefully will engage new people who've never been to an art museum, don't know the treasures that are here.
Given my own experience on having the opportunity to be a part of the MAG for a lower income cost, I know that made it accessible for me, and I reflect on the trajectory of my life and know that the MAG's initiatives prioritizing that helped encourage me to pursue the arts on my own terms.
It's exciting to think about 10 years from now when it just becomes part of the daily life of anyone in this community to come and pop into the museum, see something, see a new exhibition, take their children.
In other words, the ability to develop an intimacy. So the idea is really that they'll get to know the place.
This museum has existed since 1913. We will exist for another 113 years. And when I think about the compound effect of this gift on generations of people in this city, I think it has the capacity to actually change the city.
Being free for all forever opens the doors. It doesn't bring people through the doors.
Free admission is not a silver bullet, but it is the absolute essential, fundamental first step we needed to do to help people understand that they're invited to take advantage of this public resource.
Art is this inherently intimate ability to understand another person and their context and their choices and their faith, their fears, and I find that enchanting. I think to witness art is the closest thing to magic we ever really get, and I think the Free Forever initiative will help other people feel the magic I feel on a daily basis.